look outside of the game, such as your runes, your summoner spells, and whatnot. Okay, so in this game you took Guardian, Demolish, Bone Plating, Revitalize, Zombie Ward, and Relentless Hunter. Now I happen to play a lot of Bard as well. He's probably my most played champion actually, and I know that Bard has a lot of different runes he can go. So can you tell me the explanation as to why you went these particular runes?
Okay, yeah. I am a tank Superman. Like I play a lot of Nautilus, Leona, and these things. So when I'm playing a more squishy um, champion, I I don't feel better. So if I play bar with electrocute or something like that, I feel so squishy. So I like to go with a protector and moon plating. That help me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And this game I choose demolish because we can get prio and proc demolish many times.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Zombie Ward is so good with Bard. I like it. And Relentless Hunter for roaming is I think is good too.
Alright then. Okay. So you said you don't like to go the TPS Bard runes where you go like electrocute, right?
No,
Electrocute or uh, some bards go like flex route where they even take Omni Stone.
yeah, I know.
So you have basically three rune choices, and sometimes there's even the speed bard where you take face rush. There's a lot of choices for bard, right?
Yep.
And you're telling me that you like the tank route the best, and the reasoning is because you play a lot of tanks, and you feel comfortable with this rune setup, right?
Chip. Yep.
Okay. Um, well, listening to that, I don't really like that reason because Bard, as everyone knows, is very flexible in terms of what he can do in the game. So if your reasoning was like, maybe uh, the enemy team will have a hard time if I go tank runes, then I will be convinced that that is the better rune choice. But if you're telling me that you're going tank runes because it's more comfortable, that doesn't necessarily mean it will increase your chances to win the game, right?
Yeah, I know.
hmm So even in the tank bard runes that you went, I'm not too sure about demolish going bard on demolish here. Do you know any other runes that you could have gotten instead of demolish?
I choose demolish or front of life depending on the matchup.
So in this case, your matchup is Jinx Lulu. Do you see yourself uh, winning this matchup and actually taking down turret plates with bone plating? Sorry, not bone plate, demolish.
I think, yeah. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think yes.
All right, let's be clear here. Do you think you win 2v2 against Jinx Lulu with Ashe?
Like in early, I think. No.
Not just early game, just in general.
Um. Yeah, I was confident about that. I think.
Okay. So you're confident that you can you can get the demolish procs off because the only way that you're gonna get these demolish passive is if you can win the lane, right? Against Jinx and Lulu.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll take a look at the game whether you did win them two versus two, but I personally don't think it's that easy to push Jinx Lulu out of the lane with Ashe Bard. Bard can be a lane bully if you play him extremely well, but if the Lulu plays properly as well, it can be really difficult. That's why I wasn't so sure about Demolish. I'm okay with Zombie Ward and Relentless Hunter. These two are probably the best two runes that you can go on Bard, other than maybe Futures Market and Stopwatch, because that will give you so much early game power. So these are good tank runes, but as I said, Why not take like the electrocute route?
Mm, I don't know. I guess I don't like it and then they play it too much. So that's the thing.
Okay.
I should try it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Yeah. So, well, for me, when I'm thinking of going the electrocute route, I do it if I know that the enemy team will not punish my AD carry. Then I will not go tank. You understand my reasoning here?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the only reason why you want to go tank and guardian is to kind of like make it easier for your AD carry to survive the lane. But if you want to be more useful, most of the time you would want to go electrocute on Bard. And because this way, Bard can easily proc his electrocute with just one auto attack and one Q. Because his auto attack with the passive makes it so that it's basically two auto attacks worth of damage. So it's very easy to proc the electrocute, and that's a lot of damage in the early game. And of course, if you go DPS route, you also have to go different items on Bard. Like you go Athene's first, then you can go for the Twin Shadows or Zonia's, or sometimes people even go Nashor's Tooth. It's very diverse in terms of the item builds that you can go on Bard. So in this game, I'm looking at the 2v2 matchup here, and I think I would have gone Electrocute because Electrocute also helps you when you roam. Your roaming potential with Electrocute is better because you do more damage basically. You go mid lane and then you do one auto attack and one Q, and Oriana's health will probably go down to like 30%. That's how strong Electrocute is in the early game, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, the logic behind taking, for example, the Guardian or Tank runes is if you're having a hard time in the laning phase and if you cannot roam. But if you can roam, it's Lulu, right? Lulu is not really a roaming type champion. She wants to stick with Jinx. Then you can go ahead and take Electrocute, or you can even take Face Rush. But Face Rush is more of like a I'm going to carry type of rune set, but yeah, this is just situational. The Guardian and the Electrocute are the two main Bard runes that you want to do. Okay? So, yeah. In this game, I would have taken Electrocute so that you can roam more and probably be more impactful in the game. But either way, you still won, so I'm looking forward to seeing how it went. Alright? Hello?
Yeah. Sorry. My dad was in my room. Sorry.
Alright. Okay. Okay. Let's take a look at the gameplay then. So we'll skip a bit. Right.
Here I try a ward, but I miss it. So well, I like to ward and back to get Oracle.
So you see the Jinx there, which means they are, yeah, they're just around there. You don't know where Fiddlesticks is. So you want to ward the enemy blue, right? To confirm
No,
where Fiddlesticks is.
I
Oh,
want to ward this that bush, but
oh,
I miss it.
this bush?
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, okay, why do you want to ward this bush?
I don't know. It's like not useful. I
Hmm.
don't know.
See, every decision that you make, especially the higher elo you go, must have a logic behind it. And I'm wondering, if you put a ward here, what does it give you?
Just information that when they are coming to lane, just that.
Yes, so information that they're coming to lane, right? But you also have to think about the jungler. In this case, you're playing against Fiddlesticks. Now, does Fiddlesticks receive a leash?
No, wait. In top side.
Okay, wait a minute. I need to. There, you don't know where Fiddlesticks is, right? Yeah. So, do you know how Fiddlesticks jungle works?
Yes, I know.
So, do you know that Fiddlesticks does not need a leash in order to jungle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he can actually take both the Gromp, the he can take both the Gromp and the blue buff at the same time with his W, right?
And wolves and blue.
Mm-hmm. And and he can do wolves or blue, or he can even do red and raptors, both at
Yeah.
the same time with W. So, knowing that information, putting this ward here only tells you whether Jinx and Lulu are nearby this place, but it does not tell you where Fiddlesticks is starting, which is the much more useful information, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So this, even if you landed your ward here, you wouldn't have been able to see the Gromp or the blue being taken by Fiddlesticks. So this is not a good position to put your ward. Instead, if you do want to put your ward, you have to put it around here. Uh, but of course, it's risky, right? So the other place that you can go is you can move here and then place your ward here.
Okay.
Then you will have vision of the blue buff, right? And if you have vision of the blue buff, then you will know where Fiddlesticks is starting. But because you placed your ward here, you don't know where Fiddlesticks is starting. So it becomes a bit of a problem because if he is starting red, which we actually saw because I spoiled it, if he is starting red, then he full clears, then he's going to gank bot lane, right? But you will not see him coming.
Yeah.
You know. So that's very useful information to have, which you don't have at the moment. All right. So what is the lesson to be taken from here? Is when you're warding, your ward should always be useful as a support. There should always be a logic behind warding, like a reason. What is the point of placing this ward like here or here or here? You always have to think about it. You can't just be placing wards like this because it will not give you the best usage of those wards. You don't have infinite wards in the early game anyways. Now, yeah, you sold your ward and you swapped it to a trinket. I'm not a big fan of doing this either as a support, mainly because it prevents you from being able to protect yourself from early game ganks. Yeah. So always think about what is the best usage of my wards in the early game. And in this case, it would have been here so that you have idea of where Fiddlesticks is starting. And that will not just help you and your lane, it will just help everyone in the map because now they know, okay, he's starting blue. Victor, you have to play safe because he's starting blue. And you are providing so much information with that one ward that you placed. And you're being a good support that way. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So here you go ahead and leash. And you make it back to lane. Okay, so you move up. Now I like how you're playing. I like how you're utilizing the brushes to apply pressure. That is very good, and I think that's the way you want to play, especially if you have a stronger level 1. Bard Q and Ash W will be stronger than whatever Jinx and Lulu have at level 1, so you do want to get level 2 first, and this is the correct choice. So you hit level 2, so you can play more aggressive now? Okay, by the way, I just wanted to ask, in this game, where did you have trouble in?
Um,
Yeah, I mean we can look at the entire game, but I just want to have an idea of where you found the game to be difficult in, so that we can just skip the other parts that are not so important and focus on your on the parts that where you thought it was difficult.
I don't really know, to be honest.
Okay.
Don't remember.
All right then. I guess we'll skim through this game then. Right. So the way this Ashe is managing the waves is not very good. But
Yeah, I
that's
know.
yeah, it's as
She's not good.
expected. If you had a dual partner, this would be much better because then you guys can communicate on how to manipulate the waves. But I guess this is fine. Now, here's the thing. That's why I was talking about the runes earlier. You hit level 3 already, but you are unable to proc the demolish on the turret, even though Jinx and Lulu are taking CS under the turret, right?
Yeah.
And now you have a lot of free time to roam because your Ashe hard pushed the wave with her W and just auto attacks. And if you're going to roam, Electrocute will always be the better option, right?
Okay.
And Bard is the best roaming champion in the game. Maybe Pyke is second, but Bard is I think number 1 because of his portals and because of the movement speed he gets. So now you can apply pressure by going mid lane, or you can come back to lane as well. Yeah, I think you could have burned flash here from Orianna if you just committed to it, and you wouldn't lose that much EXP either because of your meeps, right? Your meeps give EXP. Yeah, meeps. Your meeps give EXP, and they also give mana. So I think it would have been a good chance to gank mid at that moment once the wave was pushed.
Okay.
So always look towards ganking other lanes if you have nothing to do in lane. Like, look at this. Orianna is really low. I think this would have been a kill if you just flash ignite, Q auto, and if you had electrocute, of course it would have been a kill, but with Guardian it's a little bit harder to do. So now, yeah, this Ashe is just perma pushing the wave, which, it's not good because you guys can't apply lane pressure. But what's good is if she perma pushes the wave, you can go roaming. You have a lot of free time right now, right? You're not doing anything. So what you can do is, alright, did you see that? Did you see
Yeah.
that? The Squire's Bloom, did you see that?
Yeah.
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 Someone is there, right?
Yeah.
Someone is there, and your Kayn is here. You can ask everyone to come help you here. Like, send the help ping over here right now, and you can kill whoever's in there because you're Bard. And what do I mean by this? I mean you're gonna get there really quickly with your portal, and your Q will, if you land it, it will almost be a kill because you have Lux there too to help you, and Kayn is full health. So if you notice that, I think it would have been a good chance for you to go there and help, because look, you're not doing anything in lane, right? This is yeah, and I don't think you lose that much EXP anyways. And probably the person who was there, who activated the Squire's Bloom, was Fiddlesticks. That would have been probably an easy kill, or you could have burned flash if you went there, right? Do you agree with me, or do you
Yeah,
have?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Yeah. Very nice stun. Yeah. Right. Now, okay. You see, you have a lot of free time at the moment. You can help
yeah.
Kane with his dragon, or you can go and, yeah, secure some vision around that area, or you can gank mid. You have so many options. Alright. Did you see Fiddlesticks? Fiddlesticks was here, right? Did you see that?
No,
Oh, well, anyways, Fiddlesticks got revealed here by Ash's arrow, and Ash's arrow also revealed that there's a ward here. So with that information, you can go ahead and try to help Lux with pushing the mid wave, and then you can go back to lane. Yeah, that would be the correct choice to make here. See, Oriana's coming here, and yeah, there's the correct choice. Just back off. Very nice portal. Very nice portal. Okay. Yeah. Thankfully, because of Ash Arrow, everyone was kind of prepared to. They were expecting people to come. So right now you recalled, and this is a good time to, put pressure in the mid lane, because there's nothing much to do in the bot lane. Enemy recalled. Okay, secure vision in the river. And I see you're trying to collect the meeps. And you see Fiddlesticks there. And look at the wave positioning here. Now, I see that you're going back to the lane, but is that what you really want to do?
no, I can't.
What do you think you should do?
Oh, no. Guess I don't. And
Hmm? Sorry,
I don't know what to do here.
So yeah, because of the positioning of the wave, they're freezing it, right?
Yep.
So one thing you can do is you can try to break this freeze, but it will be very difficult by yourself. You need Ash to break this freeze.
And Fiddle is what's it?
Yes, and you saw that Fiddlesticks is going bot lane too, right? So it's very dangerous to go bot lane at the moment. So, yeah, what you can do instead is you can look at the state of the lanes and decide where you think you would be most useful. In this case, I think you would be most useful staying around mid lane, because either Oriana will back here or she will stay and greed for this way. She's probably gonna recall, right? This is really dangerous, by the way. Fiddlesticks. Oh yeah. Yeah. That was very dangerous. Yeah. So what you could have done is you could have just stayed here. You could have just stayed here and waited for Fiddlesticks to come here, and then you could, kind of shoo him away. You get what I mean?
Yes.
You can tell him, hey, fuck off, get out of the river, because you're in the mid lane. And that will also protect Lux from the Fiddlesticks gank. But since you decided to go bot lane, let's say that wasn't Fiddlesticks. Let's say that was Elise. You would 100% be dead. If you face
Uh,
check the bush there, you would be dead 100%.
I mean, I knew Fidel can be there, but he can't kill me. So
Right. Fiddle can't kill you, but I think he also misplayed it because he made it so that he got stunned on the wall. But if he didn't get stunned on the wall, and then who knows? I don't think you were paying attention to the position of Jinx and Lulu at the moment. Imagine if Jinx landed her W after you got feared, then you would be slowed. Then, then when you're slowed, Lulu can come and use her EQ, and then you would at least have to burn flash. So that was really risky. So I want you to kind of pay attention to where the jungler is, because maybe you're not worried that this is Fiddlesticks, but it can be some other jungler, and it will definitely be difficult for you. Okay?
okay.
So yeah. But anyways, but I'm surprised you decided to go back here. How do you know he's not there?
I didn't know, but I can't get fear because I had like the cooldown of get fear. So yeah, that was risky too.
Yeah. He could have still been there and it would have gone, yeah, pretty badly, but it's okay. He wasn't there. Now you guys are in the lane, and yeah, have you noticed something?
That we can freeze and Kain and Luz can move both. So,
Yeah, so if you look at the wave, you can definitely freeze this, and you can pressure them to take CS in this risky spot, and then Kane comes. The Kane is coming. Yes, good. Very nice arrow. Very nice Q. This should be a kill. Alright. Nice. Very nice. I really like that. I like how you immediately thought about helping the Kane get over the portal and then going for the gank. So that was very nice. So now you guys are in a good spot. Okay, so you get a demolish proc off thanks to the gank. Now this I like how you're moving towards your jungler to help him, and this will also make it so that you can help Lux. Very nice. Alright, perfect. Everything that I saw here was everything that I expect from a support at your elo, so this is really good. Now you're coming back bot lane, and alright. Int flash from Ashe. Oh, but she still got her. Okay.
yeah,
Oh.
here I don't know what he wants, but
That's unfortunate that you died there, but yeah, that's not too bad. It's not too bad. Everything is still going great because your Ashe is fed now.
yes.
So you're doing a good job. Now, I'm looking at your item choices here. Why did you decide to go... sorry. Why did you decide to go Chain Vest here? What item are you planning to go?
Like no, the wait, Desmond plate.
Deadman's Plate.
Yeah, it's like the thing
Deadman's
I
Plate.
told to you before. I always like to be a bit tanky, and I like the move speed. And I always go for it.
I see. Deadman's Plate. I'm not a big fan of the build where you go Deadman's Plate and then you go Rapid Fire Cannon, right? Is that the other item you would go?
No, I always go utility after that.
Oh, okay. So you get the Deadman's Plate, but you take utility.
Yes.
I see. Okay. Um, this is my personal opinion. I don't know if you like Deadman's Plate, and if you think it's useful for you, then go ahead. But whenever I play with Deadman's Plate, I feel like that item is really, really expensive. And what it provides for the amount of money that I have to spend is not, it doesn't feel worth for me. You get what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Because if you're thinking about, you want the movement speed. Okay. The movement speed part, that can already be solved because you are taking Relentless Hunter, right?
Yes.
You're taking Relentless Hunter as your rune, and you also take Boots of Swiftness. So the Boots of Swiftness plus the rune that you go, that's already a lot of movement speed, right?
Yes.
So do you really need the movement speed from Dead Man's Plate? Because
Mm,
I feel like this item is worth 2,900 gold, right?
yep.
It's really expensive. And you compare this item to with Shurelias. Actually, let me check the price of Shurelias real quick. I think it was like 2,150 or something along those lines. It is 2,050. 2,050 for Shurelias. And what does Shurelias provide? It gives you cooldown reduction. It gives you health, so it makes you more tanky. It gives you 10% on your heals, 10% extra on your heals, and it gives you a passive in which all of your teams get a movement speed bonus for 2,050 gold. And it also gives you regen, HP regen. So if you think about all of these things, why would you get a Deadman's Plate when you can get Shurelia's Veil? What does Deadman's provide that Shurelia's what does Deadman's provide that makes it so that you want to get this item over Shurelia's?
Armor, but it's not worth it. So
Armor?
I mean, it gives armor, but it's not worth it. The gold it costs.
Right. It gives you around 50. Was it 50 armor, or does it increase after you buy the Deadman's? Is it
I
90?
don't know.
Okay, let's check real quick. Deadman's Plate. Let's see how much armor it gives you. It gives you 60 armor. Yeah, it's not worth it. I mean, the 60 armor, and look at the enemy team comp. They have Orianna, Fiddlesticks, Lulu, 3 sources of consistent AP damage, and Tryndamere is not going to be the one, focusing you anyways. Neither is going to be Jinx. These two are going to have to deal with the other people. You're pretty much just there to assist your team to help against these people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I almost never go Deadman's anymore because it's extremely expensive and it does not provide me with what Shurelias provides me, or even Redemption. Redemption is like 100 gold more expensive, but it gives you everything that Shurelia gives, except with a almost like a global heal.
Yeah, I always go Redemption and Australia after.
After Deadman's, right? Yeah, but I, I think if you're gonna go Deadman's, it should only be when you are really, really winning the game. Because if you're not winning the game, let's say this seven kills was instead on the enemy team, and you had 2 kills instead, and Jinx had 4 kills, like your Ashe. Are you still going to rush Deadman's? That is 2,900 gold. It's it's not worth it, right?
No, I'm never going to get it.
Yeah, so and the build that people used to go with Deadman's was the rapid fire cannon, Deadman's plate, and I think third item was, what was the third item on Bard for that build? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe good send or
Wits End. Yeah, maybe it was Wits End. Something crazy like that, right? So it makes sense to go Deadman's in that scenario because you are basically more of like a carry style support when you have the Deadman's and the Rapid Fire and the Wits End, right? But if you're going to go Deadman's and then you're gonna go utility, it's more of like you're not even a carry and you're not full utility, so what are you, right? It's it's a confused bard.
okay.
Okay?
And if you go Shurelia and Redemption, what is the third item?
Sorry, so you go Shirelias, and then second item you probably want to go Redemption.
Yeah, and the other one?
And the other one, it depends. I think in this situation you wanna rush Locket. You know the
Okay.
Locket?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The
In
one
this game, I actually go Mikael, but I don't know if it's worth it.
Mikhail's, no, it's not worth it because it's only for Fiddlesticks' Sphere, right?
Yes.
Maybe if they had like a lot of CC, like a lot, maybe Fiddlesticks and Thresh and Ari, or I don't know, something like that, then going Mikhail's is definitely worth it, but not in this case. I think Locket is so much, it will give you so much because they have AoE, a little bit of AoE from her too. This will give you so much value. And so if you have Locket plus Redemption, if you have these two items, you are basically making Fiddlesticks useless. Because if he goes in with his ultimate and you pop your Locket and your Redemption together, it will pretty much absorb most of Fiddlesticks' ult damage, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So so in this scenario, you want to go Locket third item. There will be other scenarios when you don't want to go Locket, but in this case you do. Yeah, yeah. That's pretty much it for now in terms of the item builds.
Okay.
Yeah. I just saw Ash die with the super mega death rocket, but yeah, that's fine. Very nice portal. That actually took me like around 10 games to perfect, or more actually, maybe 30 games.
I tested like some portals in practice tool before playing Valorant Ranked.
hmm And I usually don't put a smart key on my portals because I want to know the exact range of how long they will be. So now you're covering for vision here, but this is really dangerous. You have to portal out of here. Okay. So you're just collecting meeps. Don't miss too much EXP from the wave. I see you're going towards mid lane at the moment. Okay, this is wrong timing, by the way. Totally wrong timing because Oriana's obviously. Let's take a look at the wave actually. Yeah, Oriana pushed the wave already, so she's obviously not going to be nearby. There's so much vision around the river, and you guys did not push this wave out, so you're losing EXP and gold. More importantly, your Ash. Your Ash is being dumb by following you. You can go by
Yeah.
yourself, that's fine, but I don't know about Ash. Why is she following you? This is really weird.
But it's not like a bit risky, like push this way,
Why would it be risky?
because we don't have vision of bushes. Fiddle is both side.
Well, if you were okay, let's go back a bit, actually.
I mean, I guess we go like there because we want vision of Fiddle and Drake, and we think they are in Drake.
So Ash uses her arrow. So you know that Fiddlesticks is not in this side of the river. He might be here. He might be here, or uh, he might be somewhere here, like over here. So it is understandable to play a little bit safe, but considering you're playing Bard, right? Let's say you're pushing the wave here. Let's say Ash and you are staying here and you guys are pushing the wave. Fiddlesticks, if he uses his ult, what you can do is you can immediately portal here as Bard, or you can use your ultimate to stop Fiddlesticks from going further. Of course, that means that you have to not get feared by him, right? But in most scenarios, Fiddlesticks will try to fear the AD carry because that's the primary target, so you will be free to use your portal. But yeah, that is if he uses his ultimate here and here, because then the range of the fear will not touch you. But if he was here, then that's a big problem. But I don't think he's here. Like, I just don't think he's here at the moment. So you guys had to push this wave. Yeah, so you're getting vision in the mid and in the dragon, but this is risky. This is very risky, right? You have no vision of Orianna. You have no vision of Fiddlesticks. Bot lane is nearby. They are pushing this wave, so they will have prio on the river. This is very risky, and you know, you're lucky that no one was there. Actually, Fiddlesticks is here. And now you see everyone. You see the gang. Now, this is very lucky from you that you did not get punished by playing this risky. But I don't recommend you do this in the next games, because you will definitely die, especially if the enemy team is more coordinated or they actually know how to play around vision. You will get punished and you will not be able to climb because you played this risky, right?
Okay.
So you have to play kind of safer and think about the position of everyone in the map, not just you and Ash. You have to think about the jungler and the mid laner. That's your job as a support, right? You do most of the thinking and you leave most of the team fighting and laning to your ADC or to your mid lane or whatever, right? But for you, your job is to think about the entirety of the map, look at where everyone is, try to set up vision and help your team as much as possible. So if you got caught there by Fiddlestick's ult, that would have been really bad. But instead, you go for an amazing ultimate here because I don't know what they're doing. This is really weird from Jinx and Lulu. This is super weird, but yeah, good job taking a look at this mistake. Now let's go back a bit. So you know Fiddlesticks is there, and you go for the ult here. Now I don't have a problem with going for the ult here. My problem is the way you flashed there. Now this is not going to ever land. Your Q is not that long, right?
It didn't land.
I don't think so. Yeah, it did not land.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have to think about the range of Bard's Q. It can tether around this much, I think, or maybe a little bit longer, but not this much. This is not going to land. Yeah. So what stunned was Ash's arrow, but what would have been the best scenario is if you didn't flash, actually, and you go back. what would have been the best scenario is you use your ult here, and instead of flashing, you keep your Q. You keep it. You just keep it, and when Fiddlesticks comes, you stay here and you Q both Fiddlesticks and Jinx. Then you win this fight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you knew that Fiddlesticks was going to come out because you saw him there, right?
Yes.
So, and this is enough range for your Bard Q to land and you know stun both of them. And if both of them are stunned, this will give a lot of time for your Kayn and a lot of time for your Ashe to actually make it so you guys can win this team fight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the way you used your flash, you know, it would have worked if you landed it onto Lulu because then she would be stunned and she cannot use her ultimate. But she wasn't stunned, so she was able to use your ultimate, and you wasted your flash, and you also got into the range of Fiddlesticks's fear. So, you know, but that's not the only problem here. The other problem here is you decided to move inwards towards Fiddlesticks's ult when I thought you guys should play backwards. I think you were trying to get the Jinx here, but because you were trying to get the Jinx, look at how much damage you guys are taking from Fiddlesticks. Right? This is not worth. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. This is not worth, unfortunately. And your Ashe had a bounty, and you know now she's no longer ahead because everyone here died. You know, it might not seem like a big deal, but this is a big deal in the early game. Yeah, so that's unfortunate. So what is the lesson to be taken here? Well, this is mainly an issue with mechanics, right?
Yeah.
Bard mechanics. So of course you just need to play more in order to get your mechanics better. But there's also the thing about decision making. Because in this case, you knew Fiddlesticks was there, right? So if you guys went in like the way you did, it would have been really risky, right? And it ended up costing all of your lives. So instead, if you decided to play a little bit more smartly, I guess, then you could have probably killed all three of them, and then you and Ashe would have probably lived. Not Kayn though; he would have died anyways. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, that's one thing to note. But it's okay because somehow you guys still won the game, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that happened. All right. So we're gonna fast forward. You're heading towards mid lane, and this is really nice. Every time you die or you recall, unless there is a huge wave pushing towards your turret, you always want to roam, right?
Yep.
Because you don't want to lose the EXP. If there's a big wave here, you will get behind the enemy supports in terms of levels. But if there's no wave and your ADC is pushing freely, then you just go ahead and roam. So this is very good. And I think you got a demolish proc here, so very nice. This portal, okay. Clear division here. It looks like okay, you're almost completing your mission, so you're gonna have 3 wards. It looks like your Ashe recalled, which is a little bit weird. I don't know why she would recall. She just came back to lane. Okay, so nothing's happening at the moment, right? Um, you're just collecting EXP and gold. But yeah, yeah, nothing much is happening. What you do have to be aware of though is if you're going to push the turret, you always have to ward around here because it's fiddlesticks. If it was some other jungler, then you don't really have to ward there, but because it's fiddlesticks, you do, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And now you have vision of fiddlesticks, so you know he is bot side. You decide to ward at that area I told you about. Hmm. Okay. You saw fiddlesticks again. But this is good. This is very good because you're keeping fiddlesticks busy, and he cannot gank mid lane because you're here, right? So
Yeah.
a good support would keep the enemy jungler busy and kind of like annoyed so that your other lanes can play more aggressively and can do what they want. So this is very good. Okay, Fiddlesticks is here again. So this is good. You're wasting Fiddlesticks' time. Ash Hour reveals Fiddlesticks again. He's wasting a lot of time here. Ash Arrow reveals Fiddlesticks again. And I think you can go for your ult here. Fiddlesticks is coming from behind. Fiddlesticks is gonna kill Ash. Yup. Alright, let's go back a bit. I think there's one crucial moment here. I can't actually see how many stacks of wards you have. I think you have 0 here, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't really see. Well, anyways, so you you know Fiddlesticks is going to kill Ash here, right?
Yes, I know. I just give an auto and go back.
Yeah. So what is the correct decision here? If you're a good bard, what you would do is you would use your ultimate here because that's exactly where Fiddlesticks is right now. There's no way he's not there, right?
Yep.
But of course, that's another thing about bard mechanics, right? And you just have to play more to kind of like get a feeling of when to use your ultimate. You can use it here or you can use it on the Ash because Fiddlesticks was going to kill her, and I I think it's very obvious that she was going to die, right?
Yep.
Yeah. A very good Q. Um, very nice portal too. Yeah, but the game is really close at the moment. Mm. If you landed your ultimate here, if you landed your ultimate here, or if you landed it on Ash to save her, and then she flashed away, yeah, that would have been like a highlight reel. Yeah, you can like show it on Twitter and see like, oh shit, like I'm such a good support. You can do that, yeah. But yeah, you just have to play more Bard to get a feeling of how to use his ultimate.
Okay.
hmm I think you might want to play at least 500 games. No, I'm just joking. maybe you need a little less, but yeah. All right. Okay, that portal was a bit weird, but it's okay.
No, it's
And,
the one.
yeah, you need vision in order to do this. Okay, so at the moment, laning phase is pretty much over, so we're gonna skip towards the big team fights and see how you set up for them, okay?
Okay.
Alright, so let's take a look here. Okay. So Ash is just farming here, and you are securing vision for Lux so that she can take this wave. You see Fiddlesticks. Everyone sees Fiddlesticks. Yeah. Okay, Fiddlesticks wastes his ultimate here. This is very good. Nice. What? 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 So you fired it here, but then it connected like
I
this,
know.
and not like this. Okay, whatever. That's a good thing about Bard, right? He's so annoying. But anyways, yeah. So wow. Okay. Nice. 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 I think you carried right there. That's all you. You are the king of that team fight. But you also have to think about how Fiddlesticks fucked up because he used his ultimate, right?
Yep.
And so none of them had it. And you were kind of, I don't want to say it, but you were kind of lucky with your Q. I don't think that should have landed both on on Lulu as well. But it did. So because both of them were stunned, Lulu didn't have time to use her ultimate, and then Lux ultimate, and then it pretty much killed them both. And then you used your ultimate on Lulu again to secure the kill. So that was very nice from you, and I think you probably deserved like the honors in this game. Because that one team fight there, you know, this is so big. This is so big. Yeah, good job. Probably will want to help Kane here. Probably use a portal or something. Okay. Alright, so what's very nice is that your team is also playing really well. Maybe not the Ashe so much, but your top side of the map is playing very consistent and very smart, so they don't get punished by the Fiddlesticks, right?
Yes.
So this is kind of like a good game for you. But there will also be games where instead of you having them, you will have them, and then it becomes much more difficult, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, okay. Very nice. Okay then. So we will skip towards big objectives here. Fiddlesticks is here. And good thing, you're keeping him busy again. And I really like the vision that you set up here. And also in here. There's very good warding also here. I think the only one more place that you need to ward is here, but yeah, Fiddlesticks can easily sweep it, so that's an issue. But if you take control of here, then Fiddlesticks cannot do anything because this whole area is warded, right?
Yep.
Yeah. The most important thing about warding as a support when you're taking dragon fights is warding around the most important places, right? In this case, warding around this area because Fiddlesticks can ult over the wall, or warding around here is the most important place for you to ward. So yeah, I think you did a good job here too, preparing for this dragon. Okay. Alright, very nice ultimate, but I don't think anyone's here. Okay. Okay. Alright, nice. Nice ultimate. Bravo. I think that's free Baron, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
free Baron because Fiddlesticks is dead. See, you are hard carrying this game. Nice, nice. Now, this is why I was saying that I don't want to review these kinds of games because these are games where you obviously are doing very good, right? And instead of reviewing these games, what would help you more is if you review games that are very difficult and where you lost, right?
Yeah, but like I didn't play too much this week, so I played today 3 games and uh, they were like so easy, but this was the most difficult one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
The other two were stumps.
mhm. I'm glad that you won all of the games you played today. But I'm sure that in the future you won't be winning every game. So the games that you don't win, I would like to take a look at and see what you did wrong, so that we can learn more, right?
Okay.
hmm but yeah, here this is just very nice performance from you. You basically carried. Um, a good time for an ult here. Very nice ult. Okay, the Q was a little bit sad, but it's okay. That's fine. Very nice Q. Nice. Okay. Alright. And okay, the game's pretty much over. You guys basically won this. Uh thanks to your carry and also thanks to the enemy not playing very well. It's mainly the enemy bot lane and the enemy mid lane were not playing so that Fiddlesticks can actually gank them. Because they had no priority, right? So they were always under the turret, and that meant that Fiddlesticks was always visible by your wards or by you roaming around the map, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but let's say instead of Jinx Lulu, it was Ashe Zyra. If it was Ashe Zyra on the enemy team, then you will be the one under the turret because it's a very hard matchup, right? Or Caitlyn Morgana. Or I don't know, Lucian Braum, something like that. Those matchups are very hard, so you will be the one under the turret uh, instead of them, and that would give a lot of free space for Fiddlesticks to actually, go behind the bushes and ult and be a total creep. But yeah, in this game, you did very well, and the enemy team was also not very good, so this was an easy win. I guess the things that you want to learn here is your rune choices, probably. Your rune choice in this game would have totally been okay with Electrocute. Not saying the Guardian is that bad. I just think Electrocute is much more useful, especially with the amount of roaming that you did. Do you agree?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
I thought so.
Electrocute would have been nice, and also not going Deadman's Plate. Instead of going Deadman's Plate, you just rush utility. If you're going Electrocute, you don't rush utility actually. You go like Athene's, then you can go Zonya's, then you can go. What other item can you go? Twin Shadows, Banshees, items that will give
By the
you.
way,
Hmm?
if you go execute, you go the tanky supported item, or you go the IP.
Well, for me, when I take electrocute, it depends on the situation. If I think my team doesn't need utility, then I go this item build, Athene's, Zonya's, Twin Shadows, because then I will be super strong. Like if I use one Q and one auto attack to anyone here, it will be half health with electrocute. So you're like a nuke bard, nuking bard.
Okay,
So you can
and
go. hmm
And the first item,
The first item is Athene's.
wait, the super one, sorry, the spell thief or the other one.
Oh, I would go Spell Thieves because you get to roam a lot, right? So the Spell Thieves will stack quickly with the amount of roaming that you're doing. Yeah.
Okay.
You can go this item build, or as I said, you can go Electrocute, but also you can go the traditional utility build. So in this case, Shurelias, um, Redemption, and Locket, because that will make Fiddlesticks really useless, right? So those are, you can go those two item builds instead of rushing Deadman's Plate and going utility, because this, having these three utility items is much more useful than having Deadman's and then maybe Shurelias, right?
Okay.
Because it's very expensive. In terms of the rune choice, I think Electrocute would have been better than Guardian. I'm not sure if there were many, because I didn't see the entirety of the game, but during the laning phase, there wasn't really much going on, right?
No.
Yeah,
Not really.
yeah. So you could have totally gone Electrocute in this case. And what else was there? Yeah. Think about the Bard mechanics. And this, you have to do it. You just have to play more. And also think about position of your wards. So in the beginning, at level 1, right, you place the ward in that bush.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not very useful. So you have to think about placing it where you can actually see the enemy jungle, and you will be able to see where Fiddlesticks is starting. So think about the position of the wards as well. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. And I think that's it. Do you have anything else that you you remember? um, Anything that I taught you that you remember?
No.
No? Alright. Well, is there anything else you want to say then?
No, it's fine.
Okay. Alright then. Was this helpful? Do you want to do another session or do you want to spend time playing the game first? How do you want to do it?
Yeah, I think was so good. I think if I play like more games of Bart after this, we can have like a game that I lose or a part of the game, and
Mm-hmm.
we can review that.
Alright then. Yeah. That'll be cool. That'll be good. Yeah. Mm, alright then. I guess that's it then. Let me Good game here. Very impressed with how you played that game. Get rid of that. All right. Okay then. That's it for today. Thank you for coming, and I'll see you in the next one.
Yep.